So I'll just be headless, that's okay. Let's start with that ball. How about between your shins? So below your knees, but above your ankles. Feel that squeeze on the ball, inner thighs active. Shoulders are gonna roll up, back, and down a couple times for me, please. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. Abs drawn in, tailbone long, shoulders slope out of your ears, and lengthen through the top backside of your head. Let's start really easy, just some little calf raises. So you're gonna come up on those toes, lifting your heels. As you do so, try not to plop back down, but gracefully settle those heels. So just some little calf work, a little reminder. Whatever you'd like with your arms, you can hold them here, you can be in prayer pose, out to the side, whatever works for you right now. Last two, last one, hold at the top, check your balance, bring it down. And now shift your weight into your heels, and we're just gonna do a little toe lifts for a minute. So toes up, toes up, toes up. Kind of subtle, you're working the front of your shins, your anterior tibialis muscle. I call it the hiking muscle, because if you go hiking, as you come down, you're creating that eccentric contraction, trying to slow yourself from tumbling down the mountain. And these shin muscles are what are working. Last two, last one, let's put those together. Raise up, come down, lift your toes. Up on your toes, down on your heels, lift your toes. Up, down, lift, up, down, lift. Just two more. Up, down, lift, up, down, and lift. And stay where you are. Let's move the ball up a little higher, up to between your thighs. And remember, when we have the ball, that when we squeeze that between our legs, that helps line our joints up so that the hip bones are right above the knees, which hopefully are above the ankles. Just a little bit of adduction here. So that means we're going to shift our weight onto that right leg. It's going to stay straight. We're going to flex through those left toes. We're just going to squeeze in as hard as we can, as if we're trying to pop that ball. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Shift your weight onto your left leg. Same thing with that right leg. Lift the right leg up. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. And come down. All right, we've worked the inner thighs, we've worked the calves. Let's work our quads, our fronts of our thighs now. So come on down onto the ball. Sit up on that ball. Left leg is in, right leg is going to be straight ahead of you for now. Shoulders up, back, and down. You'll notice that your body is going to want to fall backwards, so do your best to stay a little tall in that spine with the ribs drawn in. Point your toes, flex them back, point them, flex them back, point them, and lift them off the ground. From there, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. One more time, flex and point. Now I want you to turn your whole leg open and rotate the leg to the side and flex and point and flex and point and flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Bring the leg back to center. Keep it pointed. Lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. You may notice that it's easier straight ahead than it is to the side, but we're going to the side again. Lift, 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 and lift. Back through center. Flex through the heel and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. All to the side with the foot flex. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center point. The toes bend 1 inch. Reach, reach, reach long, reach long, reach long. Off to the side. Reach, 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 reach. One more. Flex through the heel and push the heel. Push the heel. Push, push to the side. Push, 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 and push. Ow. I hope that you felt that in your quads. You can roll off the ball. Bring that right leg behind you. Try and really press that knee so it comes behind the heel or behind the hip. And then stack your hips so you're not rolled open. And then that right arm can come up and over behind you, or crunch in and bring that a little bit deeper. And then we're coming up and over, I hope you guys chit-chatted a little bit before I got here. Anyway, here we go. Right leg is in, left leg is out in front of you, sitting nice and tall, pointing and flexing and pointing and flexing. Point, flex, point, flex, last time point, lift, and lift 1 inch. 1 inch. Good. Bring that leg to the side, keep lifting. Good. Back through center, flex through the heel and lift. And out to the side, flex through the heel and lift. Back to center, point the toes, bend and reach. And reach, and reach, and reach, and reach to the side. Reach, 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 and reach. Back through center, flex through the heel and push. Push, push, and push to the side. Press, 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 and press. Ow. And come on off of that. Bring that left leg behind you. Try and get the knee farther back than the hips. Stack those hips. Bring that left arm up and over, open to the back, or tuck and close, or do both. And then come back up. All right, we've worked inner thighs. We've worked the fronts of the thighs. We've worked the calves. Oh, who's missing? Little old hamstring. So let's get that done. And then, yeah, we'll do some ab work. Don't worry. All right, so down in our bridge pose, we're going to start nicely with that ball between our thighs. And I just want you to squeeze that ball as hard as you can, trying to make your knees come together, try to pop the ball, and then just notice what's going on in those low abdominals. Hopefully they're a little tighter when you do that. Hands by your sides. Press the shoulder blades down and lift the hips in that bridge pose. Option to lift your arms straight above you or even bring them over your head, but without popping your ribs up, right? And then once you're up, let's extend that left leg, and that should be a little challenging, so keep that hip lifted. Flex through the left heel, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Good. Come down, extend that right leg, same thing, in. And bring that down. Now you're going to put that ball where your feet used to be. Both feet are coming on the ball. So now we've got that unstable environment. Hands pressed down. I suggest you leave them down this time. Lift your hips up. So unstable environment. Now you can test and see if you can handle lifting those arms up, but maybe not overhead, pulling those ribs in, lifting that booty, right? Or you can put your hands back down and give me a tiny little roll in and out. Hamstring curl. And then relax. And now we're going to try single leg. So you're going to roll that ball underneath your right foot. Put your left foot on the ground, and then let's bridge up, uneven bridge, obviously. And then you're going to test it out. You're going to see, do I feel stable? If not, maybe I'm just going to do a single leg hamstring or hamstring here. But if you want, see if you could lift that left leg up in the air, and then it's your choice. Whether you just want to hold here, you want to pull that right leg in and out, you want to lift and lower, you decide. And bring it down. All right, ball underneath your left foot. Okay, hands by your sides, lift up. Simple option, roll in and out. Maybe your arms are up in the air. Or when you're ready, see if you can lift that right foot and stay up. And then again, roll in and out or lift and lower those hips, up to you. And bring it down. Ooh, bring that ball behind your knees. Hug those knees in. Let's bring them up and over to the right, back through center, and up and over to the left. Back through center, leave the ball behind the right knee for just a second. Give it a little extra tug, a little deeper hamstring, flex through that right heel, and then let's switch it up. Right leg extends, ball underneath or behind that left leg, hug it in, flex through the heel, and then relax. All right, little test. Now this is just going to depend a lot on what kind of ball you have here. Put the ball on your belly button. And then just see, Can you sink your abs enough to hold the ball there without movement? Now, if that doesn't work for your body, move the ball to your ribs. And then sink your ribs down and just see if you can steady the ball there. Right? And then all you're going to do, without any movement or without that ball falling off, is lift your right leg up in the air. If this is too tight in your hamstring, bend your left knee. Otherwise, give me some nice leg circles. So this one, normally when we do leg circles, I remind you not to let your hips move. So if that ball is on your ribs or down on your belly button, and you're getting movement in your torso, well, especially if you have a big fluffy one here, that doesn't make sense, sorry. If you have an overinflated ball, it'll move around. All right leg on the ground, make sure your ball's still in place. Exhale, sink those ribs or that belly button, whichever one you're using here, opposite leg up, and give me those circles with that leg. And bend. All right. Bend both knees for me, please. And let's bring that ball back between your knees. We're going to do ab prep with a little squeeze here of our adductors. So bring your heels to touch, your big toes to touch, your ankles to touch. Deep breath in. On the exhale, squeeze the ball and lift the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Leave the squeeze as you reach your arms overhead and give me an extra squeeze, and then everything relaxes as you come down. Deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze to lift, arms overhead, squeeze even more, and exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeezing the ball, arms overhead, squeeze even more, and down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift and squeeze, squeeze even more when the arms come overhead. Next time you come up, stay lifted in your torso. Leave your arms overhead for a moment. Squeeze the ball for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees and curl into a little ball. And then explode open. And let's roll that ball up to your ankles, reaching double leg stretch. Exhale, tap your shins, lift yourself up. Inhale, extend, squeeze, and tap. Inhale, squeeze, and tap. Squeeze. Squeeze on the inhale, squeeze the ball on that inhale. Hug those knees in. We're not finished with double leg stretch. Move that ball on top of your knees now, please. Shift your knees out in front of you into tabletop. So they're not tucked here, so let's lift up and bring them out to tabletop. Now, lift your toes up. Option, simple double leg stretch, or for a little extra challenge, can you roll that ball part way or all the way up your shins and then extend? Roll it up. Don't roll all the way down. Extend. Roll it up. Come halfway down. Extend arms and legs. And just plain old double leg stretch is fine, of course. Last one, hug those knees behind you. Quick break, knees side to side, stack them up. Ball onto your right thigh, hands behind the ball. You know what's coming. We're going to push as hard as we can with our hands against the ball. We're going to equal that pressure with our thigh against the ball. We're going to flatten the ball. We're going to feel an isometric contraction in our abs. Extend that left leg up. Reach through those left toes. If you want to lift your head, you can. But you certainly don't need to because you're creating a lot of this yourself by pressing against that ball. You should feel your triceps working, your abs working, even your hip flexor. Take a break, relax. Let's Go to tabletop, ball to your left thigh. Hands against the ball. Press, press, press. Extend that right leg. Reach through those right toes. Flex through that left heel if you want. Press against the ball. Holding, holding, holding. Take a break. And now, you know we're going to do that with the breath. We're just going to hold for an extra breath. Here we go. Legs in tabletop, ball against the right thigh. Exhale, press and reach. Hold for the inhale. Hold for the exhale. Switch on the inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, hold. Exhale to switch and hold. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and then switch. So hold for 3, 2, and 1, and switch. Hold for 3, 2, and 1, and switch. Keep that going. Holding, creating that pressure. Can you squish that ball a little more? Make sure it's right up against the front of your thigh. And relax. All right, bring that ball between your knees. Lift your legs tabletop. Let's bring your feet together so you're in a little bit of a froggy position. Sink your abs and your ribs, but create a little space under that low back. Arms can be by your sides, out in a stick-up position if you'd like, or reaching overhead. As we go into your toe touch exercise, when you get to the bottom, squeeze the ball in and lift back up on the exhale. Release the squeeze. Inhale, legs move away from your body. At the bottom, exhale, squeeze in to lift up. Your feet can be flexed or toes pointed, totally up to you. Don't forget the squeeze at the bottom. And when you bring that leg up, you're just bringing it to tabletop, not way in here. Keep that in mind. You should feel this and maybe even feel a little bit in your hip flexors. Last one. Separate your feet. Bridge up. Put the ball underneath your tailbone. So tailbone means it's way down at the bottom, hanging out at the bottom of your glutes, right? Not way up under your low back. See how this puts me in an arch. So I'm going to tuck those ribs and hips together, create that strong pelvic tilt, and then I'm going to lift my knees in tabletop, but instead of out here, they're going to be above my hips, which puts them here, right? And then we're going to try that same toe touch, maybe single leg, maybe double leg, maybe both legs together, maybe knees apart. But here's your challenge. Can you lift your arms up in the air? Maybe overhead, wherever you want to put them, but keep them off the ground for that extra challenge. And then feet down, bridge up. Woo, move that out from under you. Extend both legs up in the air. Reach around to the back of your right calf. Now, I basically, with this ball, it makes your arms a little longer. So maybe you can get a nicer stretch here on that scissors. Shoulders out of your ears, elbows wide. Bring it in and in. Switch it up. Exhale and switch. Last one each way. And then knees hug, ball down at your ankles. Hold on to that ball at your ankles. Feel free to rock side to side if you have some low back issues or osteoporosis. If you want to roll like a ball, bring your forehead towards your knees, pull your abs in, and start that little rolling motion. Trying to keep those toes off the ground. Pausing for a moment at the top. And next time you come up, we'll stay up. We're going to put that ball on the ground, and we're going to sit on it again. We're just going to do spine stretch. So when you sit up on this ball, maybe even be a little forward. You don't want to be tucked back on it. And then extend your legs out, flex through those heels, grab the backs of your hamstrings. Again, lift through your spine, back of the neck is long, and hinge forward. And then maybe you just reach for whatever is there, shins, toes for some of you. Just don't want to drop and round. You want to keep extending through that spine. And then as we sit up, all you're going to do is shift forward until that ball comes right behind you. So now it's supporting you right behind your sacrum. Shoulders out of your ears, just straighten your arms and hinge back. So from this position, our roll down position, we should feel supported by that ball. Try not to bring your head forward. I think I had a little bit. Open that chest. Maybe we can do this roll down with a little extra challenge since we have the support. So we're going to twist to center, inhale, exhale, halfway up, back, other direction, center, up, back, twist, center, up, back, twist, center. Keep it going. And relax. Relax so much that you can just rest on your elbows. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. And then we're going to roll over onto the side facing me. All right, let's take that ball. Earlier in class, we worked the fronts of our thighs, our inner thighs. We worked our hamstrings. We worked our calves. The only thing we didn't work was our outer thighs. So we're going to do that now. Take your bottom leg, put the ankle on the ball. So not the whole foot, because we want a little extra challenge here. Top leg stacks. Create a little mouse house under your waist. So let's see a lift of the ribs, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Last time, lift the ribs and keep them lifted. Lift that top leg just to hip height, so not way up here, just to here. And then with the bottom leg, I want you to push down against the ball. Push down, push down, push down. Now, if you have a very inflated ball, it'll be a little bouncy and it's going to give you a little feedback and create a little balance challenge. Good. Stack everything for a moment. And now we're going to put two moves together. So we'll keep the waistline lifted. We'll lift that top leg. And at the same time, we'll push down as we push up. Push down as we push up. So bottom leg goes down, top leg up, bottom down, top up, press down and up, press down and up, press down and up. You should feel something happening in the outer hip of this top leg also. So we're working outer hip on both sides. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Grab that ball. Lift yourself up onto your elbow, please. We're going to be doing some side planks. We'll get to the other leg in a moment. So as always, shoulder presses back, lift up out of it, engage those lats, create space between your ear and shoulder. Options, ball between your thighs, down between your calves, or all the way down between your ankles, and then just come up in your side plank. Stack your hips, and then see if you can put pressure on the ball and release it. Pressure and release, lift and lower, a couple more. So just squeezing that ball, whether it's between your thighs or your ankles. 2 and 1, come on down. Grab the ball. We're going right back up in our side plank. Top arm has the ball this time. Come up in your side plank, stack those hips, put the ball where it barely touches some part of your body. Squeeze it a little and then lift off. Little squeeze, little lift. So tiny movement. Tiny movements in this case are going to be a lot more effective. And relax. So those are options 1 and 2. Option 3, you guys probably know, is the balance option. So if you want the balance option, by the way, my iPad battery is going to pop out in a minute. So if it goes dark, it'll only be dark for a second. All right, bottom foot on the ball, top leg. Give yourself a lot of space for that foot so that you can come up in your side plank, balancing on the ball. So give that a try, or go back to options 1 or 2. Might as well check that battery now. Good thing I did. Okay, enough on that side, right? Okay, let's go ahead and go all the way over onto the other side first. So you're gonna lie down with that ball underneath the ankle of the bottom leg, please. You're gonna do your best to stack your hips. Bring your torso in a straight line. Lift the top leg to hip height. Open your ribs up and then drop them. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. One more time. Lift and drop. Lift and stay. Top leg just hangs out there. Bottom leg, press down, and press, and press. Good. We put those 2 moves together. Top leg lifts as the bottom leg presses. Open to close. Open to press down. Open top leg, bottom leg presses. Keep going. So outer hip, outer thigh on both, and relax. And then we'll come up. We're going to bring that ball between your thighs or your calves, or for a little more challenge, down between your ankles. Come up for your side plank. Shoulder is back. Lats are engaged. Lots of space between the ears and shoulders. And then as you're ready, come up in that side plank. And then from there, can you squeeze the ball? Squeeze the ball. Squeeze the ball. Squeeze the ball. Squeeze. Squeeze. And relax. And now we'll bring that ball, top hand, straighten out those legs, lift into that side plank again. Put the ball where it barely touches some part of your body. Give it a squeeze and a lift. Squeeze and lift. Tiny movement. And down. And then finally, you can stick with one of those 2 options, or for the challenge, balance challenge, you put that ball underneath your back, your bottom foot first, move it to the back. Top foot has lots of space, and then you come up into that side plank. And I left you guys there for a really, really long time on the first side while I plugged my iPad in. So you hang out there, la-di-da-di-da, until the point where you feel like you came down on the other side, if that makes sense. And then let's all roll over onto our abs with that ball way out in front of us, please. All right, hands on top of the ball. Big toes are touching. Feet are together. Toenails are on the ground. So we're not tucked, we're pointed and down. Lower body staying down. I want you to push into the ball to lift up your upper body. But most of this should be just in between your shoulder blades sort of sensation. And then I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades together, which is going to lift you a little higher and give you a little bit of engagement of those lower back muscles. But I want this more about the upper body than the lower. And then come down. Deep breath in at the bottom. And then press down to lift up. Keep your toes on the ground. Squeeze shoulder blades together to lift a little higher. And relax. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, hold, press down, and relax. And keep going. If you want to add a little option, bring one arm off, alternating which arm. And if you lift it off, give it a squeeze back as if you are doing some sort of rowing motion. Or Keep both arms on the ball. And then let's come up one more time. Press down on the ball, squeeze the shoulder blades together, nod your head yes. Can you come up a couple inches higher? Press into those toenails, then bend the elbow and walk the elbows back. Hold on to that ball between your hands, shoulders out of your ears, back of the neck is long, baby plank. So we're gonna lift our collarbone and our chest, our ribs and our thighs, and then we're just gonna put the ball where it's touching some part of your body, but you're not squishing it. You can stay here, you can roll onto the fronts of your thighs, or you can tuck your toes, and then find that perfect plank. And then if you're on your toes, you're just gonna see, could you roll this ball forward and back without squishing it? So no flat tires, just rolling that ball forward and back. Back of the neck is long, and then relax. Let's sit those hips back. Good. All right, now, if you want that balance challenge, you're gonna put that ball either underneath your ankle or your toes, slide yourself forward into your plank, and find that plank. If you're there, you can also pike and plank. If you're in front of the thigh planker, then that ball is just gonna be just there underneath the front of the thighs, toes up in the air, abs drawn in. So give that a try. Hang out, whichever balance position you're doing. Good, good, good. Hold for a couple more seconds. And when you come down, let's rest back, resting position, please. And then we'll mosey our way back up onto our spine, but rather than come all the way down, you're gonna put that ball between your shoulder blades. So it elevates your upper body a bit. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. Shoulders out of your ears. Let's bring those arms up. I want you to take your fingertips and just give a little bit of support to the edges of your skull. And then I want you to open your elbows as far as you can. Can you even touch the ground? And that's going to stretch out your chest, right? So I want you to keep that in mind, that the whole time you're trying to get a nice stretch through your chest. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull your belly button in, gravitate your ribs towards your hips, and that should elevate you just a tiny bit more. Then on the inhale, I'm going to let you let that go. So you let the ribs open, and that will allow you to drop your head back, but you're not lifting your chin. And then exhale without moving your elbows, close the ribs, inhale up and over. Close the ribs, upper body up and over. If you want to work a little harder, bring your hands down behind your shoulder blades. So we've got a little bit more weight over your head, but you're definitely cradling your head with your forearms. If you want to create an even longer lever, you straighten your arms, crisscross at the wrists, and we do the same thing with lengthened out arms. Now, don't forget, this whole exercise is about the up and over. So don't forget the up and over part, right? That's our negative to neutral. Finally, if you want to add on a little bit more, you can start getting a little fancy with the lower body, lifting one knee up as you pull your upper body up, right? That's one option. Or if you want to create a little balance challenge, you actually start in tabletop, right? And try it from there. So you have lots of options on this negative to neutral. Maybe do 2 more for me, please. And then on that last one, let's turn this into a stretch if you want. Arms out to the side. Head can hang if that's okay with you. If it's too much to let it drop back completely, move the ball so it's more of a pillow. If this is too much stretch, try a stick-up position or a goalpost position with your elbows bending. If you want to explore More stretch options. Bring your arms down to, say, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock on a clock. And then turn the palms down and then the palms up. So just kind of play with that for a moment. Palms down and up. And then maybe try the same thing at 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And then let's find that original position again, right? So here we are, propped up, fingertips to the edges of the skull. All right, here's what I love about this. This is the crisscross exercise. I always tell you guys, keep your shoulder blades off the ground, but a lot of times when people roll to one side, they roll onto that shoulder blade. Well, if you do that, you're gonna be rolling off your ball. So you're gonna keep your elbows wide, and again, keep both elbows squeezed back, shoulder blade engagement. Twist towards me, but keep this bottom shoulder up on the ball. Inhale, center, exhale, twist away. Inhale, center, and twist. Center, center, adding on, when you twist to me, extend your back leg. Good, and then we'll take a break, and once again, find a stretch that works for you. Opening up that chest, we don't always get to do that, and those muscles are tight on a lot of us. Just a couple more breaths here. And then bring that ball out. And we're coming back to a seated position up on that ball. And again, you don't want to roll backwards. You want to be seated nice and tall. If you have tight hamstrings, you're going to bend your knees and keep them elevated. Or if the ball is really inflated and unstable for you. Otherwise, straighten out those legs. Flex your toes back towards your face. Feel your quads engage. We worked those quads earlier. Pull your ribs down, shoulders out of your ears, arms into a T position. Twist your right arm to the left and hinge forward in your scissors. Think about your back arm really reaching, and then even look at your opposite toes and make sure that leg is still engaged. Give it a big twist. Inhale, center. Opposite direction, hinge forward, back arm reaches, other leg opens, give it a twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist, reach, and inhale, center. Exhale, twist, reach. One more each way. And then come back to center and bring your feet together. Make sure your big toes are touching. All right, so this is pretty challenging on the ball. It's the seated twist. When I twist, I want my big toes to stay together. If they start moving, that means my hips are moving. So I want you to do your best to glue those big toes together. Arms out to the side. We're going to twist to the right once, twice, 3 times. Inhale, center, stay tall. Opposite, twist, 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 center, twist, 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 center, and center. Keep it going, even if your leader is not. Now, look in your camera and make sure you didn't go here. If we're here, we're taking those vertebrae and that space between the vertebrae, and we're just squishing it and grinding it. So are you extended in your spine? Let me see it again. A little bit more, please. Twist to one side 3 times. Good. Stay tall through your spine better. Squeeze those shoulder blades together for me. All right. And back through center. All right, let's do just one more shoulder blade awareness. So come on down onto your abs again. Bring that ball behind you. Palms are facing the ceiling. Lift your shoulder blades up, or excuse me, lift your shoulders up off the ground by engaging those shoulder blades. Keep your toes down for now. Reach and stretch your fingers towards your legs, and exhale, relax. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach and stretch and squeeze, and come down. One more like that. Lift and stretch and squeeze, and relax. Okay, we're about to add a challenge, and it's sort of a hand-eye coordination, except there's no eye coordination because you don't get to see what you're doing. Let's just try this. As you lift, bend your knees, bring your legs, grab the ball, everything down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze, grab the ball, lift up, relax down, keep it going. You're trying to trade off the ball into your hands and your legs. Good job, good job. A little bit of hamstring action. I like that, how you guys are peeking like little prairie dogs. What's she doing? All right, if you're done, let's rest back one more time in that resting position, please. Hips back on your heels. Nice. Let's come forward. Actually, let's go all the way back over onto our spine. Let's stretch it out, and then we'll cat turkey it. So, right foot on the ground. Ball behind your left knee, please. Squeeze that left leg in nice and close, and then let it come over to the left as the right leg drops open. Let's roll that ball up the left shin and give it a flex and a point and a circle, and then back through center. Stretch out your right leg, flex through that heel, bring that left knee in, right up against your rib cage, flex through the heel, and then use the ball to pull that knee as close as you possibly can. So my rib and thigh are going to stay attached, and yet I'm going to lift the left heel towards the sky. If you've got tight hamstrings, you're going to get a nice little shake there. Can you put your tailbone back down? Woo, mama. And then straighten out that leg, roll the ball up. Once again, flex, point, rotate, and rotate. Bring that ball behind you again. Bring that knee towards your right shoulder. Give it a nice tug, feel that IT band, and then we'll roll the ball up, point, flex, rotate, rotate, and then move the ball off to the side. Bring your left ankle across your right thigh, ball is in your right hand, and then scoop it up so you can thread the needle and use that ball to hold the back of the right hamstring. One more time, right leg this time, point, flex, circle, circle. Good. Bend that knee and cross the legs all the way over. Use that ball on top of the right shin, please. And then finally, that ball is going into your left hand. Push the palm down, press against that ball, let the knees drop right. And then slide everything back through center. Hopefully that left side feels a little better. Bend both knees. Ball behind the right knee, please. Hug it in nice and close. Then open it to the right as the left leg drops open to the left. Roll that ball up your shin. Whoops. Flex and point. Circle and circle. And bring it in. Bring that knee right in near you. Grab hold of the sides of the ball to really tuck that shin, or excuse me, that thigh muscle up against your ribs, and then flex through the heel, but keep pulling that ball down. Point, or sorry, we'll stretch it out first, then we'll point, flex, circle, and circle. Bend that knee again, bring it across towards your left shoulder. Feel that outer hip IT band starting to get a stretch, and then straighten it, flex, point, circle, and circle. Cross that ankle over your thigh, keep the ball handy. Bring those knees in, ball behind your left thigh, thread your needle, point and flex through that left leg. Good. And then cross all the way over, ball to your right, palm down, push it down, knees go left. Straighten everything out. All right, and then make your way over onto your hands and knees with the ball between your thighs, please. Actually, I'm changed my mind. Take that ball and put it underneath your right hand. Put that right hand a little ahead of you. And then put that left knee a little ahead of you. So right hand and left knee are ahead. And we're just gonna rock forward and back. Just easy little rock forward and back. And then as you come forward, think about cow, and as you go back, cat. Forward in your cow, back in your cat. One more time, cow and cat. Shift everything. Ball in your left hand forward, right knee forward. Start with just the shift forward and back. And then change that into your cow forward, cat back, cow forward, cat back. One more. And then finally, now we bring that ball between our thighs. And now that cow turns into a turkey. So booty up in the air, shake your tail feathers. Oh, unmute yourselves. Otherwise, I'm just out here all by myself making.
Bubble. Go bubble.
Round into your. Tuck that tailbone under. Meow. And then open turkey. Yeah, I think that was a
good one.
one more turkey.
Turkey.
Push your hips up in the air. Pedal one heel down at a time. Good. Walk all the way back. Bend the knees a whole bunch. Give me one more kitty cat stretch. And one more turkey. Awesome job, guys. Thank you. Huge apologies for being late. Well, I guess I was right on time, but for me, that's late. And